Hi, I'm Trevor.
And I'm Braden.
Since the beginning of our friendship, we have bonded over a love of bad movies.
And now we're on a mission to endure every bad movie known to man.
It's gonna be like so
It's
fun.
gonna be crazy, bro. Cue music.
Bad movie bros, bad movie bros. If it's real good, it's not on this show. It's the Bad Movie Bros.
Hello, and welcome to Bad Movie Bros, the show where we watch movies that the world regards as bad. We decide for ourselves just how bad they are.
We are the judge, jury, and executioner of these films.
And there is something I want to address now that we've just begun in the first 10 seconds is, I know, listen, there are a lot of other bad movie podcasts that exist in the world. Did the world need another bad movie podcast? Probably not.
No.
Probably not. This is an unnecessary podcast, and I just want to make it clear that we know this, but we love bad movies. It's genuine.
Mhm.
It's a true love. We'd be watching these regardless of this podcast. So what are we doing if we don't at least capitalize on our terrible daily activities?
We are lost in the sauce of bad movies. We are just swimming in them.
And speaking of swimming, let's swim on over to today's movie. It's He's All That, a TikTok sensation. He's All That, the gender flipped version of the classic, not outdated film.
She's all
That.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a progressive remake starring everyone's favorite actor, Addison Rae. So the world is not loving He's All That at the moment. It's kind of a hot topic.
It's a sore spot and a hot topic.
It's a sore spot in humanity at the moment.
It's a sore topic.
He's All That. My context for this movie is I was hanging out with some friends here in LA and they put it on in the background and they were like, this is terrible. This is garbage. But we did watch half of the movie. My friend Julia is very cynical of the movie and she was like, this is the worst. She's British. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. And she would like forward through 5 minutes of the movie, but then find herself playing it. And I've got to say, I kind of think they just watched the movie.
They just didn't want to be embarrassed of enjoying a movie. God
They
forbid.
didn't want to admit to their love of He's All That is my personal take. But obviously we watched the full thing in preparation for this episode. We've got opinions, which we will get into. Also, I should clarify that neither of us have seen She's All That.
Yeah, we are going in no context.
Perfect host to discuss this modern classic. So He's All That is a movie about changing people.
Yeah, it's all about growth.
The moral of the story is you should change. You should probably change yourself if you're not doing well popularity wise. I know that's not the theme, but it kind of, I think unintentionally it kind of is because he does change. Spoiler alert, he does change and he kind of doesn't go back.
Yeah, Cameron's a different person by the end of the movie.
It's kind of like Grease.
Yeah, it's exactly like Grease. It's like discovering the importance of like being ourselves, but they completely change who they are through the movie. So it's, yeah.
Well, I mean, Addison Rae, or Paget, as we know her in this film, she doesn't change, in my personal opinion. I think that she is the one, she loses 200,000 followers. Again, spoilers.
This is in the first bit of the movie, so.
Maybe she discovers that she doesn't need to be prom queen, but she definitely doesn't let her TikTok go. That's all I have to say. But you know what? Go her. Get that coin. Like, don't give up your careers for any men. So you know what? I take it back. I fully support that choice.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to be prom queen, but she does need to make a living. And we respect that.
True.
Go Addison Rae. I'm happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. So what happens in this movie is she's a viral TikTok sensation, going to high school. She's not as rich as her fellow students, but she's not telling anyone that.
Yeah.
And she goes to her boyfriend's music video set, which is, by the way, one of the worst. I hate to be cynical, but one of the worst songs in a movie I've ever heard, which I think was intentional, though. I don't think that, I think that's kind of, I can't tell how satiric it is.
I think the intention was, he's insufferable. He's just,
you know what? Bang on. They did it.
I mean, especially with the frosted tips he had going on. Are they
The
frosted?
frosted tips. That is such a 2000s thing, and I'm really glad that they kept it in this movie that takes place in modern times. I'm glad to see that frosted tips are still. I hope this brings them back. I really do.
Yeah.
I hope some kids out there see JVD and go out and dye the tips of their hair blonde.
Yeah, I mean, I went to step in that direction with my own hair, but I didn't make it look like that.
And that's a flaw of your personality, I think.
Being blonde.
So she goes to this music video set, and the boyfriend is not a great guy. He's cheating on her, and it's live streamed, and she's so embarrassed, and she's canceled. She is canceled because she had some snot in her nose.
And it bubbled.
And the world said, we don't like you anymore. I know you've just been cheated on, but we actually blame the woman. She shouldn't have had snot in her nose.
Yeah.
Canceled. And she loses so many followers. And her manager calls her and she's like, you're off.
Sorry, her manager, a Kardashian.
Yeah, you know, like all managers in LA.
Casually.
In my personal experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, canceled. Then I don't remember how this relates to her being canceled. Oh, she wants to be prom queen still, though.
Mm-hmm.
She talks about how she's so good at makeovers because of her TikTok fame that she could transform any loser. So her friend Alden is like, let's go check out some losers. And by the way, I just want to say I feel bad for every male actor that was cast as a loser in this movie. Imagine your big break being
look at me.
sad. And they're all handsome. They're all attractive
Even the
at this
drug
school,
dealer
by the way.
guy was kind of cute.
Everyone is attractive in this movie, which kind of defeats the purpose, but that's a point of its own.
Yeah, you know, except you as you, especially if you are, you know, an 8 or 9 out of 10.
So she sees this loser with long hair, which I definitely think was a wig under that beanie.
You know what?
Gotta be a
thinking
wig.
about it now, I agree with you because I mean he looks night and day difference from when they cut his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, spoiler alert: like his face is on the cover with short hair, and then you start the movie, he's got long hair.
Well, they couldn't show him as a loser. How are they supposed to get everyone to watch it?
That's true.
They gotta show that handsome devil.
That's true.
I love that they shave him too. It's like clearly he didn't have a lot of time in between the scenes where he's a loser and when he's quote unquote a handsome devil.
Oh no, quote hot.
Oh yeah, hot. They use that term a lot because he gets shaven, but there's not really a lot of facial hair going on. Anyways, he loves horses. He loves photography. He has a dead mom, and he likes cool rock music. And she decides she's gonna change him, but guess what? She falls in love with him.
Yeah.
Also, at this pool party, this is a notable plot point. He kind of likes her too because she starts freaking out, and then he hops in and they sing "Teenage Dream" by Katy Perry, a classic song with perfect autotune, and it's really cute.
Yeah.
And then later on, she transforms him, takes him to Alden's birthday party. He suddenly got short hair. He's shaven.
His skin is like noticeably clearer just from like the first shot to the second.
Yeah. Which is, I'm glad that they did that well because.
Yeah. You know, you got to see his
because
pores.
It's really the only plot point going for this movie is that he becomes hot, which is, again, I'm really glad that we've remade this movie about physical appearance, but at least there was a change. I remember when I was at that hangout, someone was like, is that the same actor? So right on, he's all that. You did it. Your one mission. Glad that we had such a transformation, mostly because of the beanie.
The beanie wig.
Anyways, there's a fight at the party.
Yeah.
He breaks it down with JVD.
I'm pretty sure they mention in the movie that he like watches a bunch of these like obscure indie film or not indie films, but just films.
Obscure karate films.
Karate films. Yeah.
This movie has a lot of setups and payoffs that you're watching it at first and you're like, why are they bringing that? Like, that's a weird thing to bring up. Like, why does he love karate? Why is he like horseback riding? And then payoff. Like everything gets paid off. It's actually pretty satisfying. Then there's a lot of drama happens. They kind of fall in love, but then he asks her to prom, then discovers that he was a bet, which is heartbreaking. And then they go to prom, have a TikTok dance off as you do at prom. To a song I assume is called Dance Off because that's about one of the only things they say in this song.
I have a hot take on that song. I think it is more insufferable than the first one.
It's an acquired taste.
It acquired, sure. Yeah, anyway, where were we?
Well, he doesn't go to prom, but then he does go to prom, leading to the best movie ending I have ever seen. I'm not even kidding. I live for that ending. They play Kiss Me, which, first of all, I already was freaking out when they played Kiss Me, but apparently it was in She's All That,
Yeah.
by Sixpence. And then he rides in on a horse, and you realize that they spent so much of this movie talking about horseback riding just so he could ride in a suit to prom, and they kiss, and I loved it. It's my favorite movie ending. Kiss Me. It's just so classic. I couldn't believe it. I always wanted Kiss Me, the song, to be in the kissing booth. That was like all I was wanting from those movies, and they
Right.
never are. They never licensed that song, but He's All That. I don't know. I know that's a very niche interest, but they really catered to my heart with that one.
Yeah.
I gotta say, loved the ending. Best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, they also got you with Addison Rae, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't gonna bring it up,
but
not to be shallow, but I loved Addison Rae. Okay, but let's talk about the cast. Let's talk about the cast. We got Addison Rae basically playing herself. They really wrote this movie around Addison Rae. Tanner Buchanan is Cameron. He was good. Madison Pettis as Alden, which was a bit of a shock to me to see her fully grown. I haven't kept up with Madison Pettis personally.
Sorry, what was she in again? I remember her face.
A ton of Disney. Corey in the House. She's the little sister.
Oh.
Yeah, she was a sitcom queen, and now she reappeared. She reemerged in He's All That. Okay, this is the biggest one. We've got another Disney star that I wasn't even aware of, and I should have been. We've got Peyton Meyer as JVD. JVD, this is the biggest shock to me because he had a growth spurt. He's from Girl Meets World.
Yeah.
Which I love Girl Meets World, and I didn't recognize him the 1.5 times I saw this movie. Now he's blonde and muscular and frosted tips and all. So that was a big shock because I didn't even notice that it was him.
And you hated his song.
Wow. We got Romel De Silva as Sebastian Wu, which is a standout performance. Literally should be a career maker. I want to see him in every Netflix teen rom-com from now on as the comedic relief. He barely got any time, but I gotta say, like, he was my favorite character. It was hilarious. I loved it. Unironically, loved Sebastian Wu.
The few scenes he popped in, it was just all smiles.
It was magic in the making. And then we've got some iconic cameos, too. We've got Rachel Leigh Cook from She's All That as the mom.
Yeah.
We've got Matthew Lillard as the principal.
The legend.
I couldn't believe it was him. I'm glad he got that paycheck. I was happy to see him.
Yeah.
I really was.
The only person I had known going into the movie that was in like the original one was Matthew Lillard. And then you said like halfway through, is that his voice when it was like the principal on the PA? And it was, because like in the prom scene he comes out, spoilers.
Yeah.
After the dance battle.
Well, and then also when you remake She's All That, obviously you've got to have Kourtney Kardashian.
Of course.
That's a cameo. I found out it's because she's best friends with Addison Rae, apparently. And that's why she made her way into the movie. So go Kourtney.
Woo!
It was a great performance. I think we saw her once. No, twice.
Like 3 times.
You know they filmed it in like 10 minutes too, because she had a busy day.
I mean, she's on a Peloton, so it's like they could have filmed that at anybody's house, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think the listeners can probably already tell, but I love this movie. And I know that our podcast is called Bad Movie Bros, but the more I sit with this, the more I'm like, that was great. I enjoyed this. Can I just say?
Okay.
I love Addison. I'm a fan now. I'm a fan of Addison Rae. I want to see what she's up to. I'm going to listen to her music. I thought she was great.
She has music?
I thought everyone was great. Yes, it is bad. Like, I see why the world is tearing it apart, but I would watch it again in a heartbeat, I got to say.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my hot take of the day.
I low-key did watch it again a little bit today, and I kind of agree. Please don't lynch me.
Really?
Yeah, like I don't think I love it, but you know, it's not a bad movie.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a bad movie.
it's like,
which is a great first episode for this podcast.
yeah,
but
wicked start, guys. You can't even get a bad one.
bad movie bros, more like good movie bros.
We just start a movie podcast. It's too vague.
No, I loved it. I can't really express why, but I remember even at that party when it was put on and everyone's like, this is awful. I was like upset when they were forwarding through
Yeah.
stuff. Like I was invested. I wanted to see them kiss, and then Kiss Me played and he rode it on a horse and then cast. And it's a good movie, dude.
Trevor's just
What more do you want?
Trevor's fanboying right now. Yeah, no, like when I think about this movie, I think for a teenage rom-com, it is good, if not great.
Because you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, it's a rom-com.
Like no one's putting on He's All That and expecting Citizen Kane. So I don't know why people are attacking it so much.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, don't even put it on, because if you look at that poster and are not expecting what comes when you watch it, that's on you, because we knew what it was going to be when we went into this, and it was what it was, and I loved it. All right.
Yeah, this is Addison Rae's first film, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's making that money.
Yeah. I mean, I want to know what the figures are for this movie, like how much they're probably
huge.
pulling in off of
Well,
this.
that brings me to my next, I've given my pros, and it's that I love it and I would watch it anytime.
Yeah.
The cons, and this isn't even a con actually, because it makes me love it more, but I have never seen more product placement in a film ever than in He's All That.
Really?
Ever.
Okay. I was on Twitter earlier and I found somebody who made a list of all that they could find in it. Let me pull this up.
There were so many products in this movie that sometimes I wondered if it even was product placement, or if the script writer just really wanted to slip in all of his favorite restaurants. Because there's literally a scene.
Yeah.
I think there's one scene where they say that the party has free Pizza Hut, and then at the end of the scene they say, "Does anybody want some KFC?" I swear to God, that happened.
That's the party.
That's where the iconic karaoke number
party
happened. Yeah. And good for them. If I was rich, I would probably be going off with Pizza Hut as well, So
True.
It made sense for the story. There was some more noticeable ones, such as the core water really really stuck out.
Here, I got a list.
Okay.
So we got Legoland,
Yeah,
EOS, Sun Chips, Venmo, Apple, Chipotle, Doritos, Pizza Hut, KFC, TikTok, Barbie, Lexi's, Pop Rocks, Old Navy, Lucky Charms, and Skittles. Those are the ones that this person found.
But again, I don't know how many of those are actual, because like Pop Rocks, I remember a specific line of, I know where her non-Pop Rockaholic drinks are. So I don't know if they're really product placement, because they're kind of insulting some of the products. There's all the makeup she uses. The Old Navy one really stuck out because I remember a scene
just on the catalog,
just straight in your face. It cuts to the catalog of Old Navy on a computer, and then the scene begins. So it's fascinating to me, mostly because it's a Netflix movie, which is the richest company in the world, ? Gotta be one of them.
Some of the brands that were on there were also some of the richest companies in the world. So
did they really not believe in our girl Addison so much that they were like, we don't want to waste a penny on this, call Old Navy to fund this movie? Because I know they have bags lying around, but you know what?
Oh yeah.
Whatever. Someone's making money somewhere.
At times it was very subtle, and at times it was just so blaringly obvious that I was like, when I see product placement as like that, it's just like, this has to be a joke, right?
Yeah, it was so much that it almost seems satiric.
Yeah, it's like, who would want to buy? Whenever I see product placement in movies, it's like, I don't want to buy this or use this product. Now that I've seen this, it's just
I'm the opposite though. I gotta be real. I shopped for some Old Navy as soon as I saw them. If Addison's using it, I will use it.
If Addison jumped off a bridge, would you?
If she's still hanging out under the bridge, I would probably go to that party. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's okay, man.
The dialogue in this movie, incredible. 10 out of 10.
You're gonna
I
stick
loved
to
it.
that?
Oh, okay, so you're
gonna stick to that?
Ironically,
fascists.
That was the most iconic line, when he insults a group of teenage boys by saying, fascists! Oh, I'm gonna use that.
Because they threw something in a trash can and it splatted on him like that.
The other one I'm gonna use is his sister is insulting him, and she says, "You're just upset that you're," and he goes, "What? A fountain of truth in a world of bullshit?"
I did not catch that line.
Imagine describing yourself as a fountain of truth
In
in
a
a
world
world
of
of
bullshit.
bullshit. And I know no one talks like how everyone speaks in this movie, but 10 minutes in,
Mhm.
I don't know, you just kind of fall into it. You get kind of
It's a
brainwashed and you're just
trance,
there.
yeah.
You're along for the ride, you know?
You become complacent.
There's also the swearing is really what threw me off because
Yeah.
sometimes they say things like effing, but then other times they say bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit or
And that was one of the biggest things I couldn't figure out with the movie is who is it for? Like the
yeah.
demographic, it feels like a Disney Channel movie of sorts, but then you've also got really intense themes kind of slipped in there.
Yeah, like the mom dying tragically and them having to, like, cope.
And also some of the stuff that happens at parties. It's like, who is watching this? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I think Netflix kind of gets away with it because they just anyone on Netflix could be watching it.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun for the whole family for sure. There's definitely elements for everyone. Remember the
Mhm.
grandma? The grandma's
Oh,
like,
yeah, she's like, "Ooh, Tom Selleck." Like, "Okay, grandma."
yeah, the demographic was honestly confusing, but again, it's like all of these elements, I wouldn't really describe them as negatives. It just makes me want to watch it again.
I mean, not knowing who it's for, it just kind of put me in this sense where I was like, "Should I be watching this right now? Is
Is
this a
this
kids
for
movie? Is
me?
it not?" Like,
But
yeah.
at some point it felt like it was. And that's the brainwashing.
Yeah.
Is like I remember we're watching the movie and at some point this is for us. I feel like this movie and I said it
Mhm.
fully genuine. I think it might be for us. And I don't actually think that. I think that's just what the movie does to you. Is by a certain point you're watching it, you're like I could have turned this off at any
Yeah.
time. I guess it was for me. And that's who it's
Yeah.
for. It's for the people who keep watching it, I guess.
I think it's perfect marketing because you'll get like the kid audiences, the TikTok following, the Instagram following.
And the nostalgic audience for She's All That.
True. They got
Mhm.
the reboot, the whole angle of just like older folks who are coming back, just being like, "Oh my god, yeah, I remember watching that when I was like a teenager or like in my 40s or whatever."
I think they're the ones who are the angriest on Twitter and stuff. And you know
Oh,
what? All right.
definitely.
Because I don't know. I feel like they almost tried to cover too many. You know what? I take it back. They should try to cover too many demographics because everyone in the world should watch it.
Mhm.
This is what we need. You know what I mean?
You're preaching to the choir, man.
I'm happy about it because we've got enough superhero movies happening right now. Like,
We need more Addison Rae doing TikTok dances on the big screen.
yeah, you can go to the theater and watch the superheroes fight, or you can stay home. You want to see them kiss. You're going to spend an hour and a half watching it, and then they're going to kiss as Kiss Me plays, and he's going to ride in on a horse.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Good movie.
Yeah, I mean, what more can you ask for? Plot?
There is the sister saying that her brother is hot, and
Oh my god.
also the sister crying. That actress was done wrong because she's an incredible actress.
Yeah, oh yeah, she did great for what she had.
She also has this dramatic monologue about their dead mom,
Mhm.
compared her dead mom to Paget, who he just met a few days ago at that point. And also Paget spent the entire movie trying to change her brother for money or for whatever she was betting
For
on.
for prom queen and for her friend to get a tattoo that just says loser. Like that's the driving force of the movie when you really like look at it. It's very low stakes, but they make it a story of betrayal and also of, I guess, self-acceptance.
It's beautiful.
Maybe.
Overall, I would give this film, you know what? It's not The Room level bad. It's not really, I don't know if I genuinely recommend this to everyone who likes bad movies because it's not laughably
Yeah.
bad.
I
It's
mean, if
kind
you
of
don't
good.
yeah, if you don't like Addison Rae or you think that it's gonna be stupid, chances are you're probably gonna be right in your own belief
So don't
that it's gonna
upset
be a bad
yourself.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Have a nice
why would
time. Watch something else, you know?
yeah, I mean, I like don't buy into the stigma around the movie just like, "Oh, it's gonna be bad. It's a TikTok star. It's it's acting now. Like,
Yeah, if you think that's going to be bad, if you think that's bad, then yeah, it's bad. But if you think that Addison Rae is actually God, maybe, and also you want to see them kiss as Kiss Me plays, then guess what? We've got the film for you. I give this film 7 out of 10 core waters.
Ooh, damn.
I love it, dude. I'm going to watch it again tonight. No, I'm not. Maybe soon, though.
Okay, all right. I think I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 fascists. Yeah.
Wow. Bad Movie Bros. You know what?
What?
It's kind of great.
It is.
This movie defeated the purpose of our podcast, and we're never returning.
Exactly. We're phoning in now. Like, we're done. Bye.
We're calling it. Psych! Because next week on Bad Movie Bros, we're going to be watching one of our personal all-time cult favorite bad movies, Mac and Me.
Oh,
Chef's Kiss. I can't wait to dive into this one.
Classic
So
80s.
if you want to join us next week, make sure to watch Mac and Me so we can talk all about it. And also follow us at Bad Movie Bros on Instagram and Twitter if you want to keep up with the happenings, and if you want to make us as famous as Pattison Ray.
Oh my god. He just shipped the character and the actor.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, on Bad Movie Bros. We'll see you next time.
It's the Bad Movie Bros.